Maria, Paola, and Andrea, and this is the equation we are going to solve in this project.
We are going to solve it in two different parts. First, we will solve the derivative of this term, and afterwards, we will solve this term. Let's begin with our first term, that is 8 cosine squared 4x minus 9 to the squared. The first thing to do is to get this exponent down to realize it. So we have 8 cosine to 4x minus 9. Then we have to find, following the chain rule, we need to find the derivative of what's inside. As a default, we know the 9 is not going to be in this part because the derivative of 9 is 0. So we'll just have to copy this and find the derivative of it. To do that, we need to get this exponent down, same as we did up here, like this. Now we have the derivative of this, that is negative sine of 4x times the derivative of this parenthesis, that is 4. Okay, now we have to multiply 2 times 8, 2 times the negative sign. There is an invisible 1 in here, as you may know, and multiply that times 4 as well. We are left with negative 64 cosine of 4x times sine of 4x. Following the property, we need to do the following. Negative 64 cosine times sine is equal to sine and 2 times 4x divided by 2. Now we have to divide negative 64 by 2, that is negative 32, I'm sorry, sine 8x. We need to get this down, that we left behind, that is 8 cosine squared 4x minus 9 and times 2. This as well is going to get down, and we need to multiply these 2 by negative 32. That's going to give us negative 64 times 8 cosine squared 4x minus 9 times sine, because this one's multiplied, 8x. And this is the result of our first term. Okay, now we are going to move to our second term, that is the square root of 3e with an exponent 2x plus 1. To solve this derivative, the first thing we need to do is to find the derivative of this. So we are going to cancel 1 because it is 0, and we are left with 3e to x. The 2 goes down like this, and the exponent stays that way. Now we have to multiply it by 1 over 2 times the square root of our original function, that is 2x plus 1. And then the second step is to join these terms, and we are going to do that as following, like this. And as you can see, we can simplify by erasing these 2 and simplifying the 6 as a 3 over the square root of 3 to x plus 1. And this is our second term.
So in the next step, we're going to leave the same this side of the equation. So we have the parentheses that is 8 cos square of 4x minus 9. This to the square. We close the parentheses, and the other side of the equation we are going to write the side of the square root, and we're going to have minus 64 sin of 8x. We close the parentheses, and 8 cos square of 4x minus 9, and we close the parentheses. And then, now that we have all this, we're going to write dx. Then we open a parenthesis, and we're going to write 3e to the 2x plus 1. We close the parenthesis, and on the other side of the equation we're going to write 3e to 2x over the square root, that is 3e to the 2x plus 1.
And finally, we are going to get the following. Minus 64 sine of 8x multiplied by 8 cos squared times 4x minus 9 plus the division of 3e elevated to the 2x over the square root of 3e elevated to the 2x plus 1.